In January of 2003, I had a dream that I was in the middle of Iraq, in the middle of fighting between our soldiers and Saddam Hussein's soldiers, just on this side of Kuwait. Of course, it was like I was right there, but they couldn't see me. It was like I could reach out and touch the soldiers. It was a very bloody battle. So when I woke up, I was concerned, but I wasn't afraid. I felt like it was a warning about the future. So since it was 6 weeks before the war began, I just continued to pray. And then the next day, I was just walking through the kitchen, and I had a vision of what I thought was a handkerchief with Psalm 91 printed down the middle. And the thing is, the handkerchief was camouflaged. So first I got my Bible and looked up Psalm 91 to see exactly what it said. And there were a lot of references to battle and protection. Also, I surfed the web. I found some songs and some testimonials, and I found that a lot of people's lives had been saved because they believed in Psalm 91, the soldier's prayer or the Psalm of protection. So I started trying to find a way to get these done and to the soldiers or to the military men and women, and I found a chaplain in the Army that was willing to receive them. Then someone suggested that I start having them screen printed. So I went around to the Army and Navy stores in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, bought everything they had, and had them screen printed, then got them to this chaplain. He advised me that I would not know when they were deploying to war because it was a secret. So just watch the news and go down the next day to Fort Hood to deliver bandanas. So I was able to purchase bandanas and have them printed, about 2,000. And at the beginning of March in 2003, my daughter and I went down to Fort Hood and delivered about 2,000 Psalm 91 bandanas to the troops that were deploying. It just so happened that it was the 4th ID, and they're the ones that captured Saddam Hussein later on that year. From there, it just began to become popular and expand, and over a period of time between then and now, over 1 million of these bandanas have been distributed worldwide. Not only are they for the military, Army, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, and Air Force, but they're also for the police, the firefighters, the Border Patrol, Sheriff's Departments, and we have just plain ones for everyday civilians like you and me. So I'm continuing to pray for the soldiers right now because I think we're about to experience a little bit more deployment in future months and years, and we want to get these to as many as we can. In fact, my goal is to get a Psalm 91 bandana into the hand of every military man or woman that wants one. And now we're working on a project with the Dallas Police. We have gotten permission to give every one of the 3,550 police officers in Dallas, Texas, a Psalm 91 police bandana. So we're working on that right now, raising the money and getting them done, hoping to deliver those to them in May of this year, 2016. If you can help me with that, that would be great. You can go to the website and you can donate. Also, please remember to pray for our young men and women that are going into the military right now, because some of them are experiencing being mistreated, being spit on. I've talked to some mothers whose sons have been very disappointed in what the general public thinks of them. So we need to support them and show our support. And we need to do the same thing for our police, our firefighters, and all of our men and women in uniform. Thank you so much. I just wanted to show you a couple of examples of the military bandanas we have. We have the Army one, which is the Army Digital. We have Marine Digital. We also have what I like to call the Veterans Bandana, which is an Army drab and an olive drab, and we give those out to or sell them to people for veterans, because we really, really appreciate what they've done for our country. And I think a lot of times people forget. We also have the one that we're working on right now is the police bandana, and we're getting ready to give these out to the Dallas Police. But the other thing is, we have people all over the United States that have been doing this, giving police bandanas and firefighter bandanas to their city heroes. If you want to read some great testimonials and the story of the Psalm 91 bandana in detail, you can get a copy of my book, Not Afraid, which is on Amazon.com. And it tells, there are some stories from the front, stories about people giving away bandanas, and of course the story of how this all began.